Hello, welcome to another Eagle 6 video. I'm going to demonstrate the reassembly of the blowback mechanism on the M4 Marui Sopmod next gen Recoil series. A lot of people have said that sometimes it can explode into lots of different pieces, so I thought rather than just tell you a method on to stop that happening, show you how to reassemble it on if it does happen. Okay, so the first part of disassemble it into its complete tiny pieces. First part is, I'm going to call this, for want of a better word, part A. So this black piece here. Actually, I think before that you should check the metal dust cover that goes on the side. What can happen is that this can actually get bent, so it could be literally like pointing up there, some of them that I've seen, and that can cause obviously it to stop sliding back and forth like that, because it's catching between the upper receiver and the side of the gearbox. So when you get yours off, if you are having trouble and it's not properly going back and then returning fully as you shoot, because it is spring loaded, then you could find that this part is broken. So, and obviously, you know, if it is bent, all the grease in the world isn't gonna help it to slide. So push it, put it so it's nice and flat against the gearbox, and it shouldn't look, you know, overly bent on there. And obviously it needs to go. It's going to be here, and it's going to slide back forward like that. So if it is too bent, then that will cause problems. You know, even if you do get it straight and it still is causing issues, you've got like a last resort. You could possibly sand inside the upper receiver just to sort of take a little bit out of that, and then obviously and what you want to do is get it so it's working without lube, and then maybe apply like a little bit of like light lithium grease, or maybe even the gear grease, you know, something that's for metal on metal. So we'll start with this part we'll call part A. Then what we do, we take part B and then attach them together. And then what we do is we take the spring which joins the two together, we pop it on its little latch, and then we make it ping and go miles away. Right, got lucky there. Right, so on its latch, there's like a little post, and you need to hook this bit over. Now is a fun. It's got a bit of tool here I can use for this. There we go. Allen key to the rescue. Right, so once that spring's on, sometimes in these you can actually get these posts that they're completely broken off, in which case you've got to get the new recoil assembly. So then what we'll do, we'll put part C on, we'll call that part C, and that has got this little loop here, and obviously the bit which drops into the gearbox, so we put the little loop in the underside, like so. So now we have it looking a bit like that. Then what we do, we take the metal bar with the spring on it. The spring's obviously, there's one end of it which is got like a washer on which can't be removed, and that's this one from the right hand side, and we're going to feed that in. Make sure you can see this on the camera. We're going to feed it through the hole, and it goes all the way through the whole lot, and that's now holding it all together. So now what's left? Oh yeah, we've got the metal cover. So while bracing it with the right hand, so you're holding it all together like this, the metal cover can't go on because the bit's in the way. So what we do, we edge it back just enough so we can get this onto those little dimples. Make sure I'm doing it on the camera. And there's also like a little you've got to make sure you go underneath that, and then on the dimples, like so. And then when you push it forward again now, is now going to hold it on there. Okay. So now what we can do, the other parts to it are going to be the backstop and this little small washer, which a lot of people lose, doesn't really seem to do anything. But we have it, so we're going to put it on. And that goes right on the front there, like so. I actually think it's meant to be bent so that it doesn't go over, but it doesn't really matter too much. So now, take our Sopmod gearbox, and then we put it in the hole that end. Am I still doing it with the camera? Yeah. While still bracing it with our right hand, because we don't want this pinging. We want to drop this inside the gearbox like that. Fiddly. And we'll put the little washer on. Now, the last bit should be wash has been a pain in the ass over on there. If it's not careful, I'm going to lose it deliberately. Come on, you pain in the ass. There we go. It has to go forward enough so that you can get the backstop on. Obviously the backstop has notches on this side of it, and they've got to be facing the stock. And then we just twist it upside down and get it so that it clips into its little notches on the back of the gearbox here. So now we have our washer, which everyone loses, backstop, which some people lose, all on, moving. So there you go. So obviously key points here are that we've got to sort of brace it with our right hand while sort of holding it together, and then make sure that the that you just sort of try and hold it there as it you know, so it doesn't ping off everywhere. Like I say, this washer, I suppose maybe it stops it going a bit too far forward through the end of this gearbox. I don't know. I'm sure someone at TM thought it was a good idea at some point. Yeah, so it's sliding back and forth nicely there. See how this one, when it came in, was all quite bent up and stuff, so I've sort of bent it back into shape there. And yeah, it seems sliding nice and snug against it, doesn't seem to be catching at all. If you want to do the reverse, so say you've just taken your Sopmod apart, the best thing to do is prevention rather than cure, as they say. So just push forward and turn this upside down, and then you can slide the whole thing backwards off. You'll lose the washer. Everyone does. I'm going to lower the Sopmod down. I'm going to take it all off in one piece, like that. And yeah, usually that'll stay together. And then obviously when you lose your washer, just go and find it again. Alright, cool. Right, I hope that helped somebody. Thank you very much for watching.